Buckle up for a deep dive today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to crack open a book that really flips the script on how we think about gender roles and power dynamic. It's called The Reasonable Male, A Counter to Feminist Lies by Conrad Reicher.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Have you?
Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it is. It really dives deep into history and evolution and even personal stories.
And psychology.
Oh, yeah, a lot of psychology in there.
Really paints a different picture of where men stand today.
It really does. It's a very different picture than what you usually hear.
Right, very different.
So one of the big things Reicher argues is that this whole idea of gender equality, this thing everyone's always talking about,
Yeah.
he says it's actually kind of a myth. And not only is it a myth, but it's actually hurting both men and women.
Yeah, he makes a strong case for that.
He does. Now, I got to ask, he's not saying women should have, fewer rights or anything.
Oh, no, not at all. It's much more nuanced than that.
Okay.
What he's saying is that by trying to ignore the real differences between men and women,
Yeah.
we've created a system that's messed up for everyone.
So he's saying men and women are fundamentally different, and we can't just pretend they're not.
Exactly.
Okay, I can see how that might rub some people the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, definitely goes against the grain.
So how does he back that up?
Well, he uses a lot of examples from nature.
Okay.
Like he compares human gender roles to what we see in the animal kingdom.
Right.
And he argues that these roles have developed over millions of years to help species survive.
So it's not just a social thing.
Right. He's saying it's deeper than that.
Interesting. So what kind of examples does he use?
He talks about lions, for example.
Okay.
The males are the protectors and hunters, while the females take care of the cubs.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
It's all about survival.
But how does that translate to us, living in the 21st century? We're not out there hunting gazelles.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's something Reicher addresses head on.
Okay, good.
He says that while the specific ways these roles play out might change over time.
Sure.
Like you said, we're not hunting with spears anymore.
Right.
But the basic instincts and drives, those are still there.
Okay. So what's he saying about men specifically?
He argues that men are naturally drawn to things like leadership and problem solving.
Okay.
And he says women are more biologically predisposed to nurturing and caregiving.
Interesting. But what about this whole toxic masculinity thing? Reicher seems to really take issue with that term.
Oh, he does. Big time.
Why is that?
He dedicates a big chunk of the book to debunking that whole concept.
What does he say?
He argues that it's a term that's used to shame men.
For what?
For being masculine.
Okay.
Like for having traits that have always been seen as, typical for men.
So he's not saying that violence or aggression are good things, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
What he's saying is that strength and assertiveness and even stoicism, those things aren't inherently bad. In fact, he says they can be good for men and for society.
So it's about channeling them the right way.
Exactly.
I think a lot of guys feel like they're constantly being told to tone it down,
Oh, yeah.
to apologize for just being themselves.
Like they can't be men anymore.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's this weird fear of masculinity itself.
Definitely.
Like even something simple as a man holding a door open for a woman,
Right.
which used to be just a polite thing to do.
Yeah.
Now it can be seen as offensive.
Like you're trying to control her or something.
Right, it's crazy. It's like we're walking on eggshells all the time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But where does this fear come from? Why are people so afraid of masculinity?
Well, Reicher has a term for that. He calls it the gynocentric. Yeah.
He describes it as a system where women's needs and perspectives are always put first at the expense of men's rights.
So he's saying that men are actually at a disadvantage in this system.
That's exactly what he's arguing.
And he thinks this is happening everywhere. He thinks it's infiltrated a lot of our institutions.
Like what?
He points specifically to the legal system and the education system.
Like in family courts and schools.
Exactly.
I mean, I've heard stories from guys who feel like they got a raw deal in divorce court.
Oh, yeah.
Like the system was stacked against them from the start.
He talks about that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. He says men are often treated unfairly in custody cases.
And he thinks it's because of this gynocracy.
That's his argument. He says the laws and policies are biased against men.
That's a pretty heavy accusation.
It is, but he doesn't shy away from it.
So what does he think men should do about it? Is there any way to fight back against this system?
He does have some advice, and we'll get into that more in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, we'll have to wait for that.
But one thing he emphasizes is that men need to understand what they're up against.
Makes sense.
And they need to take steps to protect themselves.
Protect themselves.
He talks about things like understanding female hypergamy, building strong networks with other men,
Okay.
and most importantly, standing up for their rights.
So basically he's saying men need to become more aware and assertive.
Exactly.
This is some heavy stuff.
It is.
A lot for our listeners to think about.
Definitely.
But we've only just scratched the surface here.
Yeah, we've got a lot more to unpack.
So stick with us. We'll be back with part 2, where we'll dig deeper into Reicher's solutions and what he thinks men can do to to navigate this whole crazy landscape.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Part 2.
We're picking up where we left off with The Reasonable Male by Conrad Riker.
Yeah, this book's a real eye-opener.
It is. It really challenges some fundamental ideas about men and women. So in the last part, we were talking about how Riker believes that men and women are inherently different.
Right, not just socially, but biologically.
Yeah, and in this part, he really dives into the evolutionary psychology behind those differences.
Fascinating stuff.
It is. It really makes you think about how much of who we are is nature versus nurture.
Yeah, the whole nature versus nurture debate.
So Riker argues that these differences aren't just, made up by society.
Right.
He says they're rooted in our biology.
Deeply rooted.
And he uses that example of lions again, right?
Oh, he loves that analogy.
It does.
Yeah, he talks about how the roles of lions and gazelles
Right.
are determined by their biology, not by some social agreement.
That's a good point.
Lions are built for hunting and protecting.
And gazelles are built for running away.
Exact. It's all about survival.
So he's saying that humans, men and women, we've also evolved with specific biological traits.
Yeah, traits that have shaped our strengths and tendencies.
So men and women, on average, have different strengths and weaknesses.
Right, because of our evolutionary history.
Okay, I can already hear the people getting upset about this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It goes against that whole idea that we're all blank slates at birth.
Yeah, the idea that everything is just social conditioning. Riker disagrees with that.
He does.
He says that throughout history, men have generally been the hunters, the protectors, the builders, while women have focused more on nurturing, on caregiving, on creating a stable home.
But he's not saying women can't be strong or capable.
No, not at all. And he's not saying men can't be nurturing either.
Right, of course not.
He's just saying that on average, there are these tendencies that are rooted in our biology.
Okay, so it's about acknowledging those differences.
Exactly.
And using that knowledge to create a better society.
Where everyone can thrive.
I like that.
Me too.
Now, this next part gets a little bit dark.
Oh, yeah.
But I gotta say, it really resonated with me.
Okay, tell me more.
Riker talks about how modern society is almost waging war on boys.
Interesting.
Like boys are being punished for just being boys.
He uses the education system as a big example of that.
Yeah, and I've seen it with my own son.
Really?
He's constantly getting in trouble at school for being, a typical boy.
Too energetic.
Yeah, too loud, too fidgety.
Riker talks about how boys are getting diagnosed with ADHD at alarming rates.
It's like we're trying to make them into little girls.
And then we wonder why they're struggling.
Exactly.
Riker says that this is leading to all sorts of problems.
Yeah, like what?
Lower academic performance for boys.
Okay.
Higher rates of mental health issues.
Makes sense.
And just an overall sense of, emasculation.
Yeah, like they're not allowed to be themselves.
Right.
So what's the solution?
Well, Riker has a few ideas.
Like what?
He's a big advocate for single-sex education for boys.
Interesting.
Where they can learn in an environment that's tailored to their needs.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he also talks about the need for more male teachers.
Positive role models.
Exact. Boys need to see what a healthy, successful man looks like.
And of course, he talks about the role of fathers.
Oh, absolutely. He says fathers are crucial for a child's development.
Especially for boys.
Yeah, boys need that strong male figure in their lives.
It's sad to think about how many boys are growing up without that.
It is.
Now, Riker also gets into some pretty controversial territory.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
He talks about female hypergamy.
Ooh, that's a hot button issue.
It is.
It always sparks debate.
So how does he approach it?
Well, he dives into the evolutionary psychology of attraction.
Okay.
And he argues that women are biologically wired to be attracted to certain traits in men.
Like what?
Traits that signal status and resources.
So, like, a man who can provide for them and their offspring.
Exactly.
I can already hear the feminists screaming.
Oh, I know.
But he's not trying to demonize women, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He's just trying to explain the biological realities of attraction.
But he's saying this is just how we're wired.
Right, it's not a conscious choice.
And he's not saying that all women are gold diggers or anything like that.
No, he's just saying that men need to be aware of these dynamics.
So they can make informed decisions.
Exactly. Especially when it comes to marriage.
Oh, yeah. He talks about that too, right?
He does. He warns men about the potential financial risks of marriage.
Especially in today's legal climate.
Yeah, divorce settlements, child support, alimony, all that stuff.
It can be a real minefield for men.
He's not saying that all women are out to get men's money.
But he's saying men need to protect themselves.
Exactly. Know what you're getting into.
So overall, Riker's message is about men becoming more aware and assertive.
Yeah, taking control of their lives.
Understanding the forces at play.
And making informed decisions.
But how do you actually do that? What are the practical steps?
That's what we'll be talking about in the next part.
Stay tuned for part 3 where we'll dive into Riker's solution.
It's going to be good.
All right, so we've spent a lot of time talking about the problems that Riker lays out in The Reasonable Male.
Yeah, it can feel pretty heavy at times.
It does. Like, the deck is stacked against men in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's definitely the feeling he's trying to convey.
But it's not enough to just complain about it, right?
Right.
We need solutions.
He's got some interesting ones.
So what does Riker actually suggest men do about all this?
Well, one of his big things is self-improvement.
Okay, so like what? Hit the gym, read more books.
It's more than that.
Okay.
He's talking about becoming the best version of yourself in every way.
So, like, physically, mentally, emotionally, even financially. All it was like leveling up in real life.
Exactly.
So he's talking about becoming what he calls a high-value man.
Right.
But what does that even mean? Is it just about money and status?
It's a part of it, sure.
There's more to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What else?
It's about developing your character,
Okay.
your skills, your confidence, having a strong sense of purpose.
So it's about being the kind of guy who doesn't need anyone's approval.
Yeah, like you know your own worth.
You're pursuing your own goals.
Exactly.
And you're not afraid to be assertive.
And Riker argues that when you do that, when you become that kind of man,
Yeah.
you naturally attract the right kind of partner.
So it's not about chasing after women.
Right. It's about becoming the kind of man women want to be with.
Okay, I like that.
Me too.
He also talks about the importance of having a network of what he calls rational men.
Yes. This is crucial.
So what does that mean? Like, guys who agree with everything he says.
Not necessarily. It's more about surrounding yourself with men who understand the challenges you're facing.
Guys who get it.
Yeah.
Who can offer support and guidance.
Yeah, a different perspective from what you usually hear in the mainstream.
It's like building your own tribe.
Exactly.
A brotherhood of men who have your back.
And he even talks about joining men's rights groups.
Really?
Yeah, as a way to advocate for men's interests.
Okay.
To push back against that gynocentric bias we were talking about.
So it's about taking action, not just sitting around complaining.
Right.
Actually trying to change things.
Yeah, he wants men to become more aware of their rights.
To stand up for themselves.
Exactly.
But some people might say this is all just anti-women.
I can see that argument.
What do you think about that?
Well, Riker's very clear that he believes women should have equal rights and opportunity.
Okay, so it's not about taking anything away from women.
Right.
It's about making sure men's needs are being met too.
Exactly. It's about finding a balance.
So it's not about men versus women.
No, it's about men and women working together to create a fairer system for everyone.
Well, I think Riker's book definitely gives us a lot to think about.
It's a conversation starter, for sure.
It challenges some deeply held beliefs about gender and power.
And it offers a perspective that you don't often hear.
Whether you agree with everything he says or not,
Yeah.
it's worth reading and considering his argument.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in learning more,
Yeah.
you can find The Reasonable Male by Conrad Riker on Amazon Kindle and Google Play Books.
It's definitely a thought-provoking read.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a wild ride.
I've enjoyed it.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself.